Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Thelma again. Thank you for joining my blog. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that is kind of a follow-up from what I was talking about, a follow-up on what I was talking about yesterday, which is legacy building activities. Recently, I was listening to someone that I respect, Paul Hutchins. He's a mentor. He's someone that I respect very much. And he was talking about what he wanted to be remembered for, or what he would like to at the end of, when he came to the end of his life, what are some words that he would like to be remembered for, the things that he did that can be put into one word, or a word that he could say that he achieved while he was on earth. And that kind of goes back to what I was talking about yesterday, which is legacy building activities. What are those legacy building? What one word will describe the legacy building activity that, or the things that you did during your life after you're gone, that you can, when you are close to passing on from this world? What would you like to think of? What word would you like to think of and apply and say, this is something that you feel, this is a feeling that you feel that you were able to accomplish here on earth? And the two words that he chose were, number one, contribution, and number two, quality time. In other words, he wants to know that he was able to contribute significantly to the world that he is living before he leaves this world. And of course, he would want to know that he spent some unique quality time with his family. And so that kind of got me thinking about, what word would I like to define me, or my life when I am close to the end, and you can kind of look at that from the word that you can kind of look at that from two points of view. You can kind of look at that from, because in his example, quality time will be something that his family can look back and say, oh, he spent a lot of quality time with us. Contribution, also the same thing. His family can look back, or the people that knew him can look back and say he was someone who contributed significantly to the world while he was alive, right? But at the same time, it can be his, thing that he can say to himself, that I was able to contribute to the world, before I left. And so for me, that word is fulfillment. Is fulfillment in knowing that I was able to achieve my definite purpose in life. Fulfillment in knowing that I was able to succeed at that thing that I believe that God has called me to be, that person that I believe that God has called me to be. Because we can all, some people want to be remembered for the amount of wealth that they were able to amass while they were alive. But what did you do with that wealth that will live on after you? Because you're not going to die and be buried with the money. What were you able to do? And I've always said that my mission, or my definite purpose in life, is to be able to figure out what it is, to be able to maximize my God-given potential as a servant of truth and wisdom, to be able to empower and inspire other people to achieve their life purposes. So for me, if I'm able to fulfill that in my lifetime, if I'm able to look back and say that I was able to impact the lives of people and allow them or enable them or help in one way or another to help people realize what their God-given potential is, to help people identify what their God-given potential was and help them realize it. I actually help empower and inspire them to live that life and achieve that definite purpose in their life. For me, that will give me fulfillment when I pass on from this world. That will make me happy knowing that I was able to impact lives. And I'm glad that is my word, because that in itself knowing that now helps me to determine what kind of activities I need to be mostly engaged in. In other words, I need to be mostly engaged in legacy building activities, which may result in wealth building activities subsequently down the road. But that is not the goal. The goal is to be engaged in legacy building activities because I want to leave a legacy behind. I want to leave a legacy for my family, for my children, for the people that came in contact with me. And I want that legacy to be something that they remember me for. But I want to be able to look back, when I'm passing on from this world to the next, I want to be able to look back and have a feeling of fulfillment, knowing that I was able to achieve my God-given purpose here on earth. I was able to fulfill my God-given purpose here on earth. So I say all that to say, And thankfully, I have, been able to come across one method or one legacy building activity. I like to think of this as a legacy building activity because the more I learn, the more I do, and the more I teach. The more I teach, the more I'm learning as well. Because sometimes when I talk to you guys, I'm learning certain things from some of the things I'm saying, and I'm taking them, and it becomes easier to apply. When you can learn and teach, it becomes easier to apply those things in your life. And I have been seeing a lot of significant changes in my life ever since I started doing these blog videos. So I say all that to say this. What is that word, or what are those words that you want to be, one, remembered for by your family and friends and loved ones and the people that you came in contact with? What do you want people to remember you for when you pass away from this world? And when you figure that out, that is something that will determine whether you are engaged in legacy building activities or wealth building activities or just recreational activities. That's one. And then secondly, what is that word that you want to be able to say to yourself, or you want to be able to look at the end of your life and say, I was able to achieve this? And that should give that word, or that feeling will give you the peace that you need to proceed from this world to the next when the time comes for us to die. A lot of us don't ever want to talk about death, but death is inevitable. Everybody will die at some point. The most important thing is, rather than being afraid of death, rather than being afraid of what happens after you die, focus on, while you are alive, focus on doing the things that will guarantee you peace when you pass from this world. And that is the purpose of this whole conversation, is what is that thing that will give you that peace when you are close to death's door? What is that thing that you can look at, say, I was able to achieve this? For some people, it is gaining freedom, being liberated mentally, being liberated, in their life, in their personal life, in, the things that have been holding them back. For some people, it could be, it's actually, the fact that they were able to accrue enough wealth with which to take care of their family. Wealth should never really be your end game. It should be a means to an end. There's nothing wrong with having money, but when your love is of money, and just money itself, not the thing that money can help you achieve in this world, because money can be a tool to use to achieve, certain goals or purpose, or definite purpose that you have, or calling upon your life, where you're able to help people, where you're able to do things that even after you are gone, not just your family and your loved ones and your children, but everybody will be able to remember you and say, this person was this while they were alive, and that will be your legacy after you are gone. So what is that word, or what are those words that best describe the feeling that you want to have when it's time for you to pass on from this world? And what is that word, or what are those words that you want people to remember you for when you pass away from this world? It's food for thought. As always, I love you guys. I don't wish anybody death, but I love you guys, and I definitely welcome your feedback and your comments. Please share your feedback and comments. And as always, share this video and this blog with friends and family if you feel that there's someone out there that will benefit from it. I look forward to hearing from you. As always, have a wonderful day, and I love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.